If you have been following my channel, you would have seen that 4 years ago I invested $58,500 into various stock markets around the world. When I started this channel, I never thought that I would be able to quit my job and be comfortable not having another one. But that's exactly what I did. Unlike other investing channels, I was not able to do this because of the money I was making from YouTube. I hardly make $1 a day from YouTube. I was able to quit my job and be comfortable because of the investments I have made. So in this video, we will first look at that $58,500 investment, and then we will have a look at how my entire stock portfolio is doing. The easiest and the quickest way to have a look at that $58,500 investment is through the spreadsheet I made. So my $58,000 was invested into companies in these 3 countries. With today's exchange rate, my $58,500 New Zealand dollar investment has grown to $62,211. That is a profit of only 3,700 New Zealand dollars. But keep in mind that this does not account for the dividends I have been collecting. So let's now switch over to a different spreadsheet, one that my YouTube members will be familiar with. One of the things I write down on this spreadsheet is how much dividends I receive each month. So if we start from January and come down to December, I have collected $3,108 worth of dividends. My entire stock portfolio was worth around $237,000 at the start of the year. It is now worth $280,000. That is a difference of $43,000, which is passive money I have made from just sitting around doing nothing. It's worth pointing out that I haven't really made much contribution to my stock portfolio, so this has been very passive. In the last 8 months, the value of my portfolio has increased by $62,600, which is almost the median income in New Zealand. So that plus being overworked at my current job and having a boss that was just led me to quit my job and not worry about looking for another job anytime soon. And that is a good feeling. But what's not a good feeling is that these are unrealized profits, meaning it can decrease or increase depending on what's happening around the world and what is happening within the companies I have invested in, and also what's happening in the companies that are the competitors of the companies I have invested in. And that uncertainty is not a good feeling. Plus, I can spend all of this very easily. For example, most of you know that I recently bought a house and I have a mortgage that is much bigger than the value of my stock portfolio. But at least for a little while, I will be selling my stocks and I will not be looking for a job. For now, let's go through each of these investing platforms and have a look at the individual companies I have invested in, which are giving me these profits. By the way, I'm recording this part of the video on the 14th of January, so the figures on the platform will be different to the figures on the spreadsheet, which was recorded on the 22nd of December. Alright, let's first start off by looking at my stake portfolio, which has my best performing stock. My investment into Nvidia has gone up by 767%. So I put down $2,000 It is now worth $15,358 But I do have a regret. At the time I invested into this, I had $4,000 ready to invest. I was going to put the whole $4,000 into Nvidia, but I decided to split it up and put half into Microsoft. I mean, my investment into Microsoft is not bad as well. It's gone up by 80%, but I could have had much more money. Alright, let's now move on to my hedge portfolio and come all the way down. We see that my hedge portfolio has gone up by 100%, giving me a return of $51,000. If we have a look at the stocks in this platform, my biggest holding is also my second highest profit, which is Google. It is sitting at a return of 197%, which is about $15,000. My biggest return from this portfolio is Caterpillar. It's sitting at around 268%, which is giving me a return of $10,000. And if you click here to look at the third highest profit, and that is AMD, giving me a return of 195%, which is almost $2,000. The only investment that's sitting at a loss is Apple Hospitality REIT, sitting at a loss of -7%. If we come up and change this to New Zealand dollars just to have a look at it, I am up by 90,000 New Zealand dollars, which is pretty good. If I sell all my stocks here, the profit alone from these investments will be enough to support me for more than a year without me having to work again. Alright, let's now look at the New Zealand shares. I have my Sharesies stock portfolio on the left and the ASB securities on the right. As you can see, my New Zealand investments are not doing good. Don't get caught up by the return figure shown by Sharesies here. This figure accounts for dividends I have collected as well. If you click on it, you can see that my current portfolio is down by $327. As you can see from all my New Zealand investments, my biggest profit is coming from Meridian. I'm sitting at around $1,495 of profit, and my worst performing stock is Sky City. I'm down by 73%, so I'm sitting at a loss of $3,174. Alright, let's now move on to my Tiger Brokers portfolio. Alright, here I am signing into my Tiger Brokers account, and as you can see, all my investments are in the positives. The biggest one being Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, sitting around 153% profit. I only have 2 companies in the Hong Kong stock market, and they're both giving me a decent return. If you want to start investing yourself using any of these platforms I have shown you, then check out the referral links in the description. If you use those links to sign up, you can get free money. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see how long I can keep going without having a job. See you in the next video.